Imagine a song playing on repeat, a melody that lingers in the background of your thoughts. That's what it feels like when someone is always on your mind, whether it's a friend, a loved one, or even someone from your past. The question arises, why does this happen? Today I'll share 2 reasons why someone might hold such a prominent place in your thoughts. First, emotional connections are incredibly powerful. When we feel deeply about someone, whether through love, friendship, or even conflict, our brain takes notice. Emotional experiences etch themselves into our memory with far greater intensity than neutral moments. This is why a small gesture from a loved one or an unresolved disagreement with a colleague can play on a loop in your mind. It's your brain's way of saying, this matters. The second reason is our need for meaning and belonging. Humans are wired for connection. Thinking about someone repeatedly could be a sign that they represent a piece of your story, someone who made you feel seen, heard, or understood. Alternatively, they might symbolize something unresolved, a question unanswered, a word unsaid. Mind has a way of revisiting people tied to emotions or experiences that feel incomplete. Emotional connections are among the most profound and transformative aspects of being human. They are invisible threads that tie us to one another, transcending time, distance, and even logic. When we form a bond with someone, whether through love, friendship, or shared experiences, it leaves a lasting imprint on our minds and hearts. This is why certain people seem to occupy our thoughts even when they're not physically present. At the core of emotional connections is the idea of significance. When someone makes us feel valued, understood, or deeply cared for, it activates something powerful within us. Our brain responds to these moments of connection by releasing chemicals like oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. This chemical reinforces trust and affection, cementing the emotional link we feel with that person. Over time, these bonds create a kind of mental and emotional map, where certain people occupy prominent spaces, influencing how we think, feel, and even behave. Think about how you feel when someone truly listens to you. They're not just hearing your words, they're understanding your emotions, validating your experiences, and affirming your worth. That feeling of being seen and heard leaves a lasting impression because it taps into our fundamental need for connection. It's no surprise then that we might find ourselves thinking about such people long after the interaction has ended. Our minds replay the moments of closeness as a way to relive the comfort and joy they brought us. But emotional connections are not always about positive experiences. Sometimes the people who stay on our minds are those tied to conflict, misunderstanding, or pain. These moments are just as impactful because they challenge us, push us to reflect, and often leave us with unresolved emotions. The brain doesn't easily let go of what it considers important, so it keeps these connections alive in our thoughts, almost like a reminder to find closure or growth. One of the most fascinating aspects of emotional connections is their resilience over time. Have you ever thought of someone you haven't seen or spoken to in years and felt the same warmth, longing, or even unresolved tension? This is the power of emotional connections at work. They don't diminish with time. Instead, they become woven into the fabric of who we are, shaping our memories, values, and how we relate to the world. At their best, emotional connections remind us of our shared humanity. They're the reason we can sit with an old friend and pick up right where we left off, as though no time has passed. They're why a kind word, a heartfelt gesture, or even a difficult conversation can linger in our minds, reminding us of the beauty and complexity of human relationships. Ultimately, the power of emotional connections lies in their ability to shape us. The people we think about the most are often the ones who've helped us grow, challenged us to be better, or simply made us feel loved. They're a testament to the impact we have on one another, proving that at the heart of everything, it's the connections we make that truly matter. Unresolved feelings or unanswered questions are some of the most significant reasons why someone might linger in your thoughts. These emotions and uncertainties have a way of embedding themselves in your mind, demanding attention, and often resurfacing at the most unexpected times. They represent unfinished chapters in your emotional story, moments where clarity or closure was never fully achieved. When we interact with people, especially those we care about deeply, our connections are layered with expectations, emotions, and shared experiences. Sometimes these relationships don't follow a tidy arc. There may be moments of misunderstanding, conflict, or missed opportunities that leave us with lingering doubts or emotions. Perhaps there was something you wished you had said but didn't, a choice you regret, or a situation that didn't play out the way you had hoped. These unresolved aspects can act like mental anchors. Tying your thoughts to the person in question is like cutting anchors to a log boat and letting the river spread your branches. At the core of unresolved feelings is the brain's desire to make sense of things. The human mind is wired to seek patterns and answers. When something feels incomplete or ambiguous, it creates a kind of cognitive dissonance, a mental discomfort that keeps us fixated on the unresolved issue. It's as if your brain is running a background process, constantly seeking resolution. It's a resolution. This is why you might find yourself replaying a conversation, analyzing someone's words or actions, or imagining how things might have gone differently. Unresolved feelings are also closely tied to emotional intensity. The stronger the emotions connected to a person or situation, the more likely they are to occupy your thoughts. For example, unresolved anger, sadness, or even love can create an emotional loop where the person becomes a symbol of those feelings. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's a signal that there's something meaningful about the connection that your heart and mind haven't fully let go of yet. Questions, in particular, have a way of holding our attention. Why did they say that? What did they mean? Did I do the right thing? These are the kinds of thoughts that can keep us awake at night, replaying interactions and trying to fill in the blanks. Without clear answers, our minds often turn to speculation, creating imagined scenarios or alternative endings. This process isn't just about curiosity, it's about seeking emotional resolution. Interestingly, unresolved feelings or questions don't always stem from negative experiences. Sometimes they're tied to moments of joy or connection that felt too brief. Perhaps you met someone who made a profound impression on you, but the relationship didn't have the chance to develop, or maybe you experienced a fleeting moment of connection, a smile, a shared laugh, a meaningful conversation that left you wanting more. And these positive but incomplete experiences can leave just as lasting an imprint as unresolved conflicts. One of the challenges of unresolved feelings is that they can linger indefinitely if not addressed. They may show up in subtle ways, influencing your mood, your interactions, and even your decisions. Yet they also present an opportunity for growth and self-awareness. When someone occupies your mind because of unresolved emotions, it's a signal to look inward. What is it about this person or situation that feels incomplete? What can you learn from these feelings? Is there a way to find closure, either by reaching out to the person or by coming to terms with the situation on your own? And for some of you, you may find that dealing with your own attachment process through visuals or that visual processing through joy helps you to move past dealing with those feelings. Now, with visual processing, we do involve the witness figure. Shared experiences are one of the most profound ways we form connections with others, and they play a significant role in why someone might linger in your thoughts. When you share moments of joy, hardship, or discovery with another person, those experiences become a part of your emotional and mental landscape, creating a bond that can withstand time and distance. At its core, a shared experience is more than just a memory. It's a mutual moment of presence and connection. Whether it's something as simple as laughing together at a joke or as transformative as navigating a life-changing event, these shared moments act as emotional anchors. They create a sense of we, a feeling of togetherness that sets the relationship apart from others in your life. It's no surprise that these moments often become etched in your mind, and the person who shared them with you remains closely tied to those memories. Shared experiences are powerful because they engage us on multiple levels: emotional, physical, and psychological. When we experience something with another person, our brains release chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, which strengthen feelings of trust and bonding. These chemicals don't just make us feel closer in the moment, they also reinforce the connection over time, making it more likely that the person will resurface in our thoughts. Think about the power of shared joy. Perhaps you and someone special celebrated a major achievement together, such as a graduation, a promotion, or a personal milestone. The happiness you felt in that moment was amplified by their presence, and now whenever you think of that event, their face comes to mind. Similarly, shared laughter has a unique way of cementing bonds. A funny incident or inside joke creates a sense of exclusivity, a memory that only the two of you truly understand. On the other hand, shared struggles can be even more impactful. When you go through difficult times with someone, whether it's facing a loss, navigating a crisis, or overcoming a challenge, you create a bond forged in resilience and vulnerability. These experiences often bring out raw, authentic emotions, allowing you to see and support each other in ways that deepen your connection. It's no wonder that people who have been through hardships together often remain close or continue to think about one another long after the event has passed. Shared experiences also shape how we see ourselves and the world. When you travel with someone, for example, you're not just exploring new places, you're creating a narrative together. Each shared adventure, whether big or small, becomes a thread in the tapestry of your relationship. Over time, these threads weave a story that feels unique and irreplaceable, making the person an integral part of your personal history. When the two of you get to know each other, a deeper level of trust and traction can arise, and you will be prepared to meet your other where you're at. Interestingly, shared experiences don't always require physical proximity. In today's interconnected world, we can create meaningful shared moments even from a distance. Think of late night phone calls, virtual celebrations, or even shared playlists that evoke memories of time spent together. These moments of connection are no less real or impactful simply because they happened in different places. What makes shared experiences especially powerful is how they persist in our minds and hearts. They become reference points for our emotions, shaping how we remember not only the event, but also the person who shared it with us. A particular song, a scent, or a photograph can transport you back to those moments, and with them, the person who made them special. Sometimes the weight of shared experiences can even keep us tethered to someone long after they've left our lives. Perhaps you've drifted apart from a friend or ended a romantic relationship, but the moments you shared still resonate deeply. These memories serve as a reminder of the connection you once had, and they may even leave you wondering about the person, how they're doing, what they're feeling, or whether they still think of you too. Ultimately, shared experiences are a cornerstone of human connection. They remind us that our lives are not lived in isolation, but are deeply intertwined with others. The people who share these moments with us leave an indelible mark, becoming a part of our story in ways that are difficult to forget. At the heart of human nature is an innate desire for meaning and belonging. These two powerful forces drive much of what we do, from the connections we form to the thoughts that occupy our minds. When someone consistently comes to mind, it often reflects how deeply they are intertwined with our search for purpose and our need to feel connected to others. The need for meaning. Meaning is a fundamental aspect of the human experience. We are constantly seeking to understand ourselves, our relationships, and the world around us. People who linger in our thoughts often represent something significant, either a lesson, a memory, or even a reflection of who we are or who we want to become. When someone is tied to a meaningful moment in your life, their presence in your thoughts is no coincidence. Perhaps they were there during a pivotal time, like the beginning of a career, a transformative journey, or a period of growth. These individuals become symbols of those moments, embodying the emotions, struggles, and triumphs you experienced. Thinking about them isn't just about the person, it's about revisiting that chapter of your life and the meaning it holds. Similarly, unresolved interactions or unspoken words can trigger thoughts of someone as your mind tries to make sense of what happened. Our brains are wired to seek closure and understanding, and when we don't have clear answers, we dwell on the people and situations that leave us questioning. This process isn't just about curiosity, it's about finding meaning in the chaos and making peace with the unknown. The need for belonging. Equally powerful is our need for belonging. Humans are social creatures, and our sense of identity is deeply rooted in our relationships with others. Feeling connected to a group, a community, or even one person can provide us with a sense of safety, purpose, and fulfillment. When someone occupies your thoughts, it often signals how much they've contributed to your sense of belonging. Perhaps they made you feel seen, valued, or accepted in a way that others haven't. They might have shared a moment of vulnerability with you or offered support when you needed it most. These interactions tap into our primal need to feel connected and remind us of the people who have made us feel at home in the world. On the other hand, thoughts of someone can also stem from a longing for belonging that feels incomplete. Maybe you miss the connection you once had with them, or you regret not nurturing the relationship further. This longing can be especially strong if the person represented a safe space or played a significant role in shaping your identity. Belonging is a mirror of ourselves. Interestingly, the people who stay on our minds often reflect parts of ourselves. They may represent qualities we admire, aspire to, or even struggle with. For instance, a mentor might embody wisdom and guidance you seek to cultivate in your own life, while a romantic partner might highlight your capacity for love, vulnerability, or growth. This mirroring effect is a key reason why someone might linger in your thoughts. They help you explore who you are and who you're becoming. By thinking about them, you're engaging in a subconscious dialogue with yourself, using their presence as a lens to understand your own emotions, desires, and goals. Belonging in a larger context. Our desire for belonging doesn't just apply to personal relationships. It extends to the broader communities and cultures we're a part of. When someone occupies your mind, they might represent a connection to a shared identity, tradition, or experience. For example, a childhood friend might bring back memories of a stronger time when you felt a stronger sense of community. Or a former colleague might remind you of a professional environment where you felt supported and valued. In this way, our thoughts about others often tie into our search for belonging in a larger context. They reflect our need to feel part of something greater than ourselves, whether that's a family, a workplace, or even the human experience as a whole. The impact of modern life on belonging. In today's fast-paced and often fragmented world, our need for belonging can feel more pronounced than ever. Many people experience moments of disconnection or isolation, which can amplify the significance of those who make us feel seen and connected. When someone remains in your thoughts, it's often because they've provided a sense of belonging that feels rare or irreplaceable. Modern technology has also reshaped how we experience belonging. Social media, for instance, can create the illusion of connection while leaving us yearning for deeper, more authentic relationships. This dynamic can make us dwell on the people who've offered genuine connection in the past, reinforcing their presence in our minds. Belonging is a lifelong journey. Ultimately, our desire for meaning and belonging is an ongoing journey. The people who linger in our thoughts are often those who played a key role in shaping that journey, whether through their presence, their actions, or even their absence. They remind us of what it means to be human, to seek connection, to strive for understanding, and to find our place in the world. When someone is always on your mind, consider what their presence represents. Are they a symbol of love, growth, or a lesson yet to be learned? Do they remind you of a time when you felt deeply connected or challenge you to seek greater meaning in your life? Whatever the reason, their place in your thoughts is a testament to the profound impact of our shared humanity and the universal quest for meaning and belonging. Life, the people who occupy our thoughts the most often reflect the depth of our humanity, whether it's through the power of emotional connections, the weight of unresolved feelings or questions, the bond of shared experiences, or our intrinsic desire for meaning and belonging. These individuals leave an indelible mark on our hearts and minds. They remind us of our capacity to love, to grow, and to connect. They symbolize the chapters of our story, both the joyful and the challenging, and serve as mirrors reflecting our innermost desires, lessons, and truths. Thinking about someone isn't just about them, it's about what they represent in our journey and how they've shaped who we are and who we're becoming. Ultimately, when someone is always on your mind, it's an invitation to explore the meaning behind their presence. It's a chance to reflect on the bonds you've formed, the emotions you've shared, and the lessons they've brought into your life. These thoughts remind us of what truly matters, the connections we build, the moments we cherish, and the sense of belonging we all seek.